Hello, everyone. Today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, and welcome back to another director's commentary. I've been wanting to do another director's commentary for a very long time, and I decided to do a director's commentary on this, since Lost, a Star Wars fan film, is by far one of my favorite projects to work on. This project I have worked on after the Herogasm Holiday Special, right after it, it started production, I believe, right after the holiday special, and then, back during the production of the Herogasm Holiday Special, I decided to write a script for it, and basically, I got this fan film idea ever since I watched The Mandalorian, and ever since I watched the Book of Boba Fett, even though that the Book of Boba Fett was not that good, and it's considered to be by far one of the weakest Star Wars Disney Plus shows. And I can definitely see why, but I think it was overall really enjoyable. I don't think it was that bad as everyone says it is, but I think it was pretty good. I really wish that they could have done much better, but I'm getting off topic here. I had fun working on this fan film. It was pretty interesting. And I also really have fun developing with these characters, especially with one of the most awesome characters I developed in this fan film, Nimari, who is played by Naomi Watati. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. I'm trying to pronounce it right, but this was a pretty interesting fan film that I really worked on, and it was overall just pretty amazing. And I think that Naomi Watati, again, sorry if I butchered your last name, I think she did a really amazing job on playing Nimari, the lost Jedi who has some secrets of her own, which we'll get into when we get there, but I think she did a really amazing job, and I think everyone who worked on this fan film did a really great job putting some effort into it, especially with AJ. AJ also helped me with this fan film as well, and I gotta say thanks to AJ, he helped me with this. As for release dates for this fan film, I didn't really know when to release this fan film. I basically decided to release this fan film until May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, which was Star Wars Day back last year. And there were some issues being held back with this. But in other words, we got the fan film done on time, and we basically got it up on YouTube. And basically, And here we are now for the director's commentary. So now here we are going to be doing the director's commentary on Lost, a Star Wars fan film. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here we are, I guess. Okay, here we are. Up in deep space. Like how Star Wars movies should open sometimes. And of course there is my ship that I got from a garage sale, and I use this as a miniature. This was the first scene that we shot, and the way how the camera woman named Stephanie, I believe, the way how she did it was overall pretty cool. And here comes the music. It's one of my favorite musics to listen to. The epic intro and all that. I didn't really know what to put for this music. I was just editing and all that, and I just decided to put this music because it sounded pretty cool, and it definitely sounded pretty cool, and it's one of my favorite songs. And that's Nimari's first appearance. She's a bit of a mystery. We don't see her face yet until and that's me, of course. Obviously, that's me. Yep. And I filmed this at nighttime, and that's obviously me using my phone. And I tried to make it look a bit as badass as The Mandalorian. And there's Nimari drinking some beer. Alright, so no sign of stormtroopers. Sorry for the background for that voice. Sorry, I've been having some hiccups as well. That's basically my dad's soccer game at the time. I got this from Filmora. And I got this from YouTube. I didn't really know what to put, so I decided to put whatever I can to use for the Force, because we're on the Force moon of Endor, and I tried to make it a bit more accurate to it.
Alright, so now...
And I tried to make the Clone Commando helmet look really, really good, but... Yeah, I mean, it's alright so far, and it's not my best work for this cosplay and everything like that. But there is always room for improvement. And of course there's Numari. She has her hood on. And she's running off. I should have added some more music to it, like maybe the Rey music, you know, that goes dun 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 bum ba na bum dun 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 bum ba na dun dun dun. And there's a Death Trooper over there. Yeah. I just came up with some random lines for the Stormtroopers, and I didn't really know how to add some Stormtroopers in it, so I decided to use some green screen visual effects to use it.
You mean the New Republic?
And there's Numari hiding from the Empire, and we already know that this takes place around the same time as the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, and the new upcoming Skeleton Crew. And of course, oh, this is one of my favorite visual effects. This is the Clone Commando POV perspective visual effects.
Hey, wait a second. Who's that over there?
And there's her lining up her lightsaber. Well, it doesn't do anything yet, but yeah. And here we are at nighttime, and there is
Hello?
There is Sev over there, and that is an actual cosplayer who played Sev, although I did the voice for him, but yeah. And there's me sleeping on the floor in my room. I try to make it look a bit more like a forest, but yeah. And I use my my phone as a light for that and everything, and yeah. And there's Numari, obviously revealing herself to be a Jedi. Yep. And of course, pew 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 pew.
Oh, a Jedi.
Try to do everything we can for this shot, but I think we did an excellent job with this shot, and this is by far one of my favorite sequences to ever shot and ever edited and directed to.
Scared.
Yep. Oh, and this was from my favorite music from The Mandalorian, and it is just so amazing. And in this scene, we basically set up the obvious campfire scene that we've seen from most films that take place in the forest. Like how she's asking, how did she disobey Order 66? And if you watch the Clone Wars, and if you watch the Bad Batch, and if you watch Rebels, you understand about the inhibitor chip that the clone troopers have that used to obey every order, especially committing Order 66. And when we see in the Bad Batch, we see the clones now questioning about orders. We see them not following orders like they have in most times. And yeah. Yeah. And here we are in the setting of Clone Commandos.
This is your first day. Your designation will be up.
I got this from a YouTube video, which was overall pretty cool. And the YouTuber who did this video did an absolute amazing job with it. And basically, yeah, it just looks pretty real. It looks like a movie a bit, but yeah, it's just a recreation of the Republic Commandos video game. But it's just overall really good, and it's absolutely pretty amazing. Anyways, back to that scene where Numari was trying to kill the Clone Commando, is because obviously she has like this amount of PTSD because of how the clones betrayed her and her master, and she had to basically hide in the forest her entire life. She couldn't get off the planet. There were no ships. There was nothing. And for Clone Commando Nick's side, it wasn't really his fault, as he was more controlled by the chip, and he couldn't control himself, and he tried to resist it, but it was not too good. But thankfully, with the help of someone, he actually managed to get his chip removed, even though it kind of caused him a scar, but he does try to heal it off eventually. And yeah, gotta admit, editing this type of sequences was absolutely pretty wonderful, and the YouTuber who made this did a really amazing job. And if you want to take a look at his channel, I'll leave his channel in the description down below. And editing the PTSD type flashback scenes for Clone Commando Nick was absolutely pretty wonderful. And I also really liked how with this one we put everything about Order 66. We also put some of the music behind it, as I've heard a bit of the music from not just from episode 3 but also from Battlefront 2, not the EA one. I mean, like the classic old one. Battlefront 2 from EA pretty much sucked. And yeah, but I do like the other Star Wars video games. Like, I like Jedi Fallen Order. I haven't played Jedi Survivor yet, but Jedi Fallen Order was overall pretty good. Jedi Survivor, I haven't played that yet, but I heard it's pretty good. I heard it's pretty good so far. I also try to do a New Zealand accent, and yeah, I will admit I'm not very good at doing the New Zealand accent, and I'm trying to do the best of being voicing, or my voice sounding a bit more like Tamar Morrison or Daniel Logan. I try to do my best, and yeah, and I think I did okay for the most part. But yeah, I'm not very good at doing that. I'm all right at doing impressions. I don't think of myself as good. I mean, I like doing voice impressions. I like doing voice acting and everything like that. And yeah, but I try to make it more realistic and sound a bit more like Tamora and Daniel as much as I could. Yeah, it was kind of very, 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 very hard, but I managed to get used to it anyway. And yeah, I mean, it's just overall pretty good. But, well, not good is what I meant to say, but it's just alright at that. But yeah, it's, yeah. Oh, and here's what we're explaining for about the chip, the inhibitor chip, of course. And we cut to a dark forest and everything like that. But if you've seen Clone Wars, if you've seen Rebels, or if you've seen The Bad Batch, you understand what the inhibitor chip is. But yeah, I've already told you that, and it's used to help the clones to obey every order. I also got this song from Rango. Rango is by far one of my all-time favorite animated films of all time, and it's just pretty underrated. I absolutely really enjoyed it. I remember watching it with a friend of mine back when it was his birthday, I believe. We watched it back at the movie theater, and it was my first time going back to the movie theater, and we saw the movie Rango, and that was absolutely pretty awesome. That was just overall pretty cool. It was one of the best theater experiences I ever had. So I gotta give a thanks to my pal Doug. Thanks, Doug, so much for bringing me to the movie theater to see that movie. That movie was amazing, and I'm hoping to rewatch it again soon in the holy crap near future. Yep, the song is still going. And there's me sleeping again. Anyway, back to that sleeping thing. Oh, crap, I forgot to edit that out. But yeah, I tried to do as much as I could for that. But back to that sleeping scene, I used my bedroom and I also used my phone as a flashlight to basically make it a bit look more cool as possible, even though the carpet was still noticeable. But yeah, and this Star Wars fan film is not my best work, but there is always room for improvement. And I love the VFX goggles over here. They overall just look pretty cool. The VFX helmet, that is pretty cool. AJ helped make this, and yeah, AJ did a really amazing job with it. And I liked how we kept it true, almost kept it true to Republic Commandos. And of course, there's Namari getting ready to plan an attack. And they're trying to rob the Imperial base. Obviously, it took a lot of inspiration from the Mandalorian Season 2 episode where they tried to rob an Imperial lab, I believe. Yeah, an Imperial lab, and they found, like, these clones. And basically, if you see Mandalorian Season 3, that pretty much sucked. This is basically what they shot so far. What's Stephanie and what Naomi shot so far at this abandoned warehouse. And it's overall pretty cool. I wish that we could have gotten more action sequences, but you know, this is all what we could do. And of course, there's race theme. Yep. Oh, trying to do the Naruto. I see. Trying to do the Naruto. Do the Naruto. Oh, and I love this one. I used the PS4 controller as my gun, as my blaster. Yeah. And obviously we're using some footage. I mean, Power Rangers has done that before. I mean, remember when Power Rangers reused Sentai footage? Yeah. We're kind of like that a bit, but, you know, we're not trying to be like Saban or anything like that. We're not trying to get Sentai footage. Did I forget to edit that shit? Then, of course, here I am. And here I am over here. Yeah. I really like shooting this scene in POV mode. I mean, shooting these scenes in POV mode was by far the best. And it's just by far one of my favorite scenes to ever shoot and to ever edit, in my opinion. And basically, yeah, I tried to make it more accurate to the... I tried to make it more accurate as hard as I could to what the Clone Commandos have for their visors. And basically, yeah, just try to do whatever I can. And of course, here we are with the Stormtroopers here. They're basically talking and just doing random stuff. Meanwhile, that they're not looking at the Clone Commando, they're also not looking at Namari, because of course they're breaking into the Imperial base and to try to make the Imperials leave or something like that. But yeah. Then again, Namari has never left Endor, and she does have some things up her sleeve. Again, we will get into that later. But yeah, she basically uses her skills, survival of the fittest, and she also has some. She also has talked with some people, and of course, there's Namari just using her lightsaber skills as usual. That looks like you're trying to use a baseball bat sometimes, but yeah. And I tried to be more like a Clone Commando, just trying to shoot as I could. Yeah. Oh, yep, like that. Yep. They're basically being under attack, and Namari is using the Force, and of course, they get their asses handed to them. I was originally going to add some music into this fan film, but I didn't really know what to do with it. Stephanie Lems. Oh yeah, I remember. Yep. AJ also helped me with the VFX for the Clone Commando helmet, and I think he did a really amazing job with it. Yep, by John Williams. Try to make it more Star Wars.
Hello? Can anybody hear
And of course there's
me?
Sev,
Sev.
and he's trying to finish what he started for the message. And the Commando Sev cosplayer did a really amazing job with acting like Sev. I provided the voice of Sev, but yeah. And of course there's level 1313 and Namari. Yeah, and her secret is basically her being a alias unknown crime boss. And yeah, I mean, much like Darth Maul, she basically has ties with the underworld of Coruscant, mainly level 1313. And there was going to be a series that was going to focus more on that, and that was going to focus on Namari and her journey to power, and basically, yeah, just being the criminal boss and everything like that. Being like a crime boss in level 1313. And basically, yeah. We haven't gotten to that yet. And I'm not sure if we can still do it. I'm not sure yet. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, happy May the 4th be with you guys. And if you guys like this video, please leave a like, share, and comment. And basically, yeah.